Over the last few years, COVID has really wreaked havoc over the industry of cinema. 2022 for the most part was a return to normalcy, even though the release output was still fairly slim compared to pre-COVID. Overall, I think it was a decent year for movies, and it has me feeling optimistic for the films coming out in 2023. So without any further ado, here is my official top 10 movies of 2022. Number 10. Barbarian. This was a unique and fun horror movie that switches gears in the middle and still works. It gets pretty bonkers in some parts, and I really enjoyed its craziness overall. It was almost as good as the 2021 movie, Malignant, which was my favorite horror movie from last year. Number 9. The Batman. Robert Pattinson does a decent job as the Caped Crusader here, even though the character was a bit too emo for my taste. It doesn't come close to being as good as 2008's The Dark Knight, but it has a unique detective-driven dark plot, and I really enjoyed it overall. Number 8. Prey. I wasn't sure what to expect from this one going into it, but it ended up being my second favorite film in the entire Predator franchise. I still prefer the original 1987 movie over this, but the plot was unique and genius for making the setting in the past with indigenous Native Americans playing the protagonists. It only came out streaming on Hulu, which is unfortunate, because I would have loved to see it on the big screen. Number 7. Babylon. This one slipped into my top 10 at the end of the year, and it wasn't surprising considering it was one of my most anticipated movies. The plot is a little muddled here and there, but overall I really liked it, and it was a decent love letter to the history of cinema. It also has an amazing performance from Margot Robbie, who should at least get a nomination for Best Actress. Number 6. The Outfit. This one is pretty underrated due to it coming out so early in the year, which is unfortunate, because it is a really solid movie that more people should see. It really feels like a play, which might turn some people off, but I highly recommend it if you like period piece dramatic crime films. Number 5. Dinner in America. This is easily the most obscure movie on my list, and I hope more people check it out because it really worked for me. It has a lot of great dark humor and satire. The film sat on the shelf for a few years and had a small release, but I highly recommend it if you are a fan of punk rock and dark comedies. Number 4. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I didn't know what to think of this movie after initially seeing it, but over the year I have really grown to appreciate how unique and fun it is. Sure, there have been a lot of multiverse movies in the last couple years, although this film really takes that concept to the extreme in a good way and just has a ton of heart. Number 3. The Black Phone. I'm sure this horror film won't be on too many other top 10 lists of the year, but The Black Phone really worked for me. The two leading kid actors are great. It was my favorite horror movie of the year and just struck a chord with me in a way that most other movies that came out this year just couldn't. Number 2. The Menu. This movie was a tight comedic thriller, and there were quite a few movies that came out this year that had similar themes about class division, and The Menu was easily the best. Unlike a lot of movies this year, it wasn't overlong, and its dark satire just really hit hard. It may be a bit over the top for some people, but pretty much everything in it worked for me, and I thought it was amazing in a lot of unique and fun ways. Number 1. The Northmen. There wasn't one other movie that I saw this year that was as visceral or as violent as The Northmen. This one didn't get near enough attention, which is very unfortunate because it's a historical period piece epic like you've never seen before. Not everyone will appreciate this film, but I certainly did. It's an amazing and complete escape from a lot of the trivial nonsense of modern-day society and just hits hard with no holding back. Well, that was my top 10 movies of 2022. Go ahead and share some of your own favorite movies from 2022 in the comments. If you like this video, you can go ahead and subscribe to the Dave Likes Movies channel right here and see all of my movie-related content such as reviews and unique behind-the-scenes trivia on famous movies. Have a happy new year and a great 2023.